Let us discuss about an do while loop. So here is an syntax. So do, then statement while the condition, and it's execute the block at least once, then repeat while the condition is true and the condition is checked after the block. So what it means, so if you want to execute your code without checking a condition once, so we are using a do while loop. So do while loop is basically doing an execution. After that they will check the condition, so at least one time it will going to execute. So here is an integer x is equals to 0. Suppose we are taking an example like that, integer x is equals to 0, and then we are using a do loop. So here do while loop. So do in do we are providing a system uh, debug x. So we are using an x is equals to 0, and then we are incrementing that x operator, and while x is less than 1, so x is less than 1 means 0. So here output prints 0 once, and the condition is checked after the first execution. So basically what will going to happen here, here is a 0 will printing, and without checking a condition. After that they will check the condition. So when to use here, when the loop body must execute it at a once, so regardless of the condition. For the prompt retry scenario where the initial execution is required, and where when a minimum processing is needed before a condition validation, at that time we are going to use that loop. So let's move forward with the developer console. So I'm using the same class here, and I'm just creating an one method over here. So public static void. So we are using an do while. So I am using a do while demo here, and into that I am using an uh, okay. Then what we are going to do here, firstly we'll iterate. So we will initialize the iterator. So d, so integer count is equals to 1. So I am taking a count as a variable. So integer count as a 1. For that purpose, we are doing such operation. So do, then we are using a statement here. So I am using a dot system dot debug, and then we are going to provide an account. So here I am going to provide an account, and then while count will goes until count will go until 11. So here is a condition. Then I'm going to, we are just saving it, and here we forget to semicolon, then control S. So after control S, you just need to provide a method name over after the class. Control C. Firstly you need to open an your debug section by using a control E, or you can use from here. If you click on a debug and click on a open executive anonymous window, so you are able to open it. And then I'm defining a class and a method. After the method, I'm just going to print it. So click on execute. So it's sending the request to a server. Till that we need to wait. So basically, we just need to increment that account. So we won't increment the count. So that's why it's one and limit is going to exceed. So here I am providing an count plus plus. Suppose so it will going to add the count. So here is in count plus plus will increment the count every time. Then going to save it. Click on execute. Just click on a debug only. So here you are able to find a number 1 to 10, and then just second I'm going to open it. Okay, here what is happening. So we have created a do while method. So for that purpose we just use an iterator as an count, so as a variable count. So in a count we have store of 1. Then we have used in a do while loop. So in a do, we are just providing a statement here, system.debug count, and then we are incrementing that count every time. And then uh, after the do loop, we are just writing a condition when while count is less than 11. So basically, what I am going to do now, so I have an count as 1, and here is a do condition, and then I am using as for -1. So sorry, not for -1, I am using for 0. So what will going to happen here, just see. So I am going to save the code, then going to execute it. So I'm sending a request to a server. So I'm clicking on debug only. So here I'm seeing a debug 1. So I'm seeing my code is executed. Why? My condition is false. I is less than 0. For that purpose, I need to um, perform that operation. So I'm using a do while loop. So now what do while loops is doing? So it will execute the condition once. So my integer count is 1. So count will become a 1, and count plus plus 2. So while we are using a condition here, while count is less than 0. So that is what is means. So it won't be applicable for the first condition. So at least once do while loop will going to execute the condition, and then firstly what do while loop is doing, they will use the statement, and they will execute the code. Firstly they will execute the do condition, then they will check the condition is correct or not. So it's not correct, so that's why they stop. But once is they are executed. So it's the simple meaning of a do while loop. That's all about a do while loop. You need to practice it on somewhere you can do it. So while checking the do while loop, you just need to increment the operator every time, and check the appropriate condition here. So your API um, Apex server will not crash. So it will giving you an error. So for that purpose, you just need to define condition properly. So I am providing a 10 here. And just to say, I'm just taking an example as a number of table. So here I'm providing an integer number. So I'm taking condition from an user, and then count is equals to 1. So count will what will going to happen here, count into number I am going to define over here, and then count plus plus. Then I am going to use it for a count is less than equals to 10. So control S. I'm going to save it, control E for opening the debug section. Here I'm going to provide a condition for I just want a table of an 8. So here I'm providing an 8. Click on execute. Then I just open a debug only section. After that I'm able to see 8 table. So here is an 8 table. So you just want to modify it, you can modify it. You if you want to practice some examples, so you can use an even odd. By using undo while loop you can create an even odd numbers, and till the number. Suppose we have an number as in 50. So we have a number as 50 till 50. You want an even record. So we have discussed in earlier. uh, So you just need to use that method over here, and while giving condition, here you need to give a condition, and here you need to do an operation. Okay, that's all about today's lecture.